Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, I can't hear anybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sadhu Pranam.
Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Today we have some students of college coming for Maha cleaning. So I'll cover two shlokas, 27 and 28. And today the topic is surrender. Tvam stabdam durmadam nitva Maya gam tilashaha sharai Atma yoga bhale nema Arayushyami aham prajaha Am stabdham durmadham nitva Maya gam tilashaha sharai Atma yoga bhale nema Vishyami aham prajaha Dam durmadham nitva Maya gam tilashaha sharai Atma yoga bhale nema Arayushyami aham prajaha Sabdam durmadham nitva Maya gam tilashaha sharai Atma yoga bhale nema Arayushyami aham prajaha Am sabdam durmadham nitva Maya gam tilashaha sharai Atma yoga bhale nema Arayushyami aham prajaha
Atma-yoga bale-nema Arayushyami-aham-praja Svam-sabadam-brahma-nitva Atma-yoga bale-nema
You, Stabdham, very much puffed up. Durmadam, mad. Nitva, bringing you to such a condition. Mayagam, false cow. Ilashaha, into small particles like grains. Sharai, by my arrows. Atma, personal. Yoga balena, by mystic power. Imaha, all these. Dharayashyami, shall uphold. Aham, I. Prajaha, all the citizens, or all the living entity. You are very much puffed up with pride and have become almost insane. Presently, you assume the form of a cow by your mystic powers. Nonetheless, I shall cut you into small pieces like grain. Then I shall uphold the entire population by a personal mystic power. You are very much puffed up. Repeat after me. You are very much puffed up with pride and have become almost insane. Presently, assume the form of a cow by your mystic powers. Nonetheless, I shall cut you into small pieces like grain, and I'll uphold the entire population by my personal mystic powers. Yes, Supriti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The earth informed King Prithu that if he destroyed her, he and his subjects would fall down into the waters of the Garbha ocean. King Prithu now replies to that point. Although the earth assumed the shape of a cow by her mystic powers in order to be saved from being killed by the king was aware of this fact and would not hesitate to cut her into pieces just like small bits of grains. As far as the destruction of the citizens is concerned, Maharaja Prithu maintained that he could uphold everyone by his own mystic powers. He did not need the help of the earthly planet. Being the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, Prithu Maharaj possessed the power of Sankarshana, which is explained by the scientist as the power of gravitation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is holding millions of planets in space without any support. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj would not have had any difficulty supporting all his citizens and himself in space without the help of the planet Earth. The Lord is known as Yogeshwara, master of all mystic powers. Consequently, the planet Earth was informed by the king that she did not worry about his standing without her help. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
At this time, Prithu Maharaj became exactly like Yamaraj and his whole body appeared very angry. In other words, he was anger personified. After hearing it, the planet Earth began to tremble. She surrendered and with folded hand began to speak as follows.
Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is death personified to miscreants and the Supreme Beloved Lord to the devotees. In Bhagavad Gita 10.34, the Lord says, Mrityu sarva harascha chaham. I am all devouring death. Faithless unbelievers who challenge the appearance of God will be delivered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead when he appears before them as death. Hiranyakashipu, for example, challenged the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Lord met him in the form of Nrsimhadeva and killed him. Similarly, the planet Earth saw Maharaja Prithu as death personified, and she also saw him in the mood of anger personified. Therefore, she began to tremble. One cannot challenge the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in any circumstance. It is better to surrender unto him and take his protection at all times.
Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Evam Munyo Mahim Murtim Kritantam iva bibhratam Pranata pranjali praha Mahi Sanjata Vepatuhu. At this time, Prithu Maharaj became exactly like Yamaraja and his whole body appeared very angry. In other words, he was anger personified. After hearing him, the planet Earth began to tremble. She surrendered and with folded hand began to speak as follows. Hare Krishna. So today the topic is surrender. Very strong lines by Srila Prabhupada. Very, very strong lines. You see the conclusion of the words. One cannot challenge the authority of the Supreme Personality Godhead in any circumstance. It is better to surrender unto Him and take protection at all times. So they surrender at different levels. Prabhupada says, if you do anything except pure devotional service, it's a sign of revolt. Anything except pure devotional service. So we are actually not in surrender, we are rebels. Persons who are every moment revolting against the authority of the Lord. Krishna, the orders are there, we don't care to follow. Krishna says, mana mana, always think about me. That's the order. Are we following? So we are revolting against its authority at anything. Even philanthropic work, anything is a revolt against the authority of the Lord. Krishna has not asked that. The whole, you see, the society, everybody, they call themselves Swami, that. They don't care. What is Krishna's order? So anything except pure devotion service, just like we divide the dharma, vidharma, 8 kind of dharmas in the 8th canto, vidharma. And then what are the other dharmas? Paradharma. Yes, upadharma. Then aradharma. Dharma bhas.
Chala dharma, Prabhu.
Chala dharma. Very good.
Parodharma.
We have to do parodharma, but except parodharma, we are doing all this kaitava dharma. These are all varieties of dharma projita, kaitava, all cheating kind of religions. So we are following some kind of cheating kind of religion, and whole Bhagavatam is upholding. You see, in the pastime of Bharat Maharaj, it is showing that upadharma is not real dharma. So like that, in Ajamila, it is showing vidharma is not parodharma. It is distinguishing. Just like, any person will try to distinguish. Like movies, they try to distinguish victory of good over evil. That's what they do. That's the whole theme of any movie. That's the substance, essence. And they'll say one man good, one man evil, finally the good will win. And people say, oh, very nice, very nice. They come out clapping. So similarly, the Bhagavatam is even more advanced. So-called good also, it takes it and it says, what if it is paradharma? Arjuna said, I will not fight, I'll go to forest and sit and do chanting Hare Krishna. Krishna said, fight. Fight here. You cannot do activities. You are a Kshatriya, do your activity. Why you are trying to imitate activities of a sannyasi? Arjuna is capable of that, but as a role as a Kshatriya, Krishna is not permitting him to do paradharma, do your dharma. Okay? Then vidharma, Ajamila is an example, rejected. Then he corrected himself. So we have an example of vidharma, we have the example of paradharma, then chaladharma. We are speaking something which is not actually Krishna conscious philosophy, but saying it is from the Shastra. Saying I am speaking of Shastra, but not speaking, which is an example of that. Society, there are any unlimited. In the Shastra, anyone? Or Chaitanya Charitamrita? Say, Sarva Bhattacharya. They are all speaking Chaladharma. They are saying, this is from Shastra. When...
Arjunacharya.
Huh?
Arjunacharya. He deleted the Shastra and told why I,
okay, very
after
good,
reading.
Very good, very good. Prabhupada talks about this pastime of Arjunacharya. Yes, very good. Then he said, no, Krishna meant something else. When Krishna says, Yogakshem Vahami Aham, he said that is not Aham. Krishna need not personally come and do. He will make somebody help. He was a great Vaishnava, but Krishna wanted to teach a lesson. So, in that, I think all of you know that pastime. Okay, next. We did dharmabhas, pretentious religious principle. Pretentious. Chota Haridas Thakur, pretentious religious. He was acting like a sannyasi, but true, his error is a very minor one. But as an example, then any other? We got example for Chala Dharma, we got example for Dharma Bhas, we got example for Upadharma, we got example for Vidharma. Which is remaining? One more. Huh? Kaitava is included. All are in Kaitava. Hare Krishna, there are so many illustrious people. Which is the one I missed?
Dharma Prabhuji.
Chala done.
Prabhuji, Swadharma is not there.
Hare. Chala. Anyway, those who remember can take. So the point here is that, let us come to the main point. Surrender is at different levels. Highest level we are speaking that anything less than pure devotional service is a sign of revolt. But where do we begin? Prabhupada says, try to chant Hare Krishna. The first level of surrender. Even regulative principles will come later. Anna, start chanting Hare Krishna. At least do that one. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Never stop. Sometimes mind is blown up, this is blown up. Don't stop chanting in any situation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Surrender to the vibration of the holy name. Bow down to this vibration. Take shelter of this vibration. Anna, what do you mean by surrender? There are 6 principles of surrender. Anybody knows what are the 6 principles of surrender? Anybody knows the shloka of 6 principles of surrender?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam rakshishyatiti vishwaso goptratva varanam thatta atmanikshepa karpanya shadvita sharanam.
Who said that?
Radhika. Hare Krishna.
Now what is your name?
Radhika Vrindavaneshwar.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anukulya sasankalpa, doing everything favorable for devotional service. Pratikulya vivarjanam. And something is against, something is good for my spiritual. मेरे आध्यात्मिक जीवन में कोई चीज़ अच्छी है, लेकिन मेरे को पसंद नहीं है, लेकिन मैं करेगा. पसंद नहीं है मेरे को. सुबह उठना किसी को भी पसंद नहीं है. अरे यार सो जाओ 8 बजे तक 10 बजे तक, है ना, कर सकते हैं, बट इट इज पसंद नहीं है, लेकिन करेंगे. प्रतिकूल्य से विवर्जनम, कोई चीज है जो बुरी चीज हमको करने का मन करता है, बट कृष्णा इज सेइंग नहीं करने का. दारू पीने का मन कर, नहीं करने का, नहीं. ठीक है. सो अनुकूल्य से संकल्प, प्रतिकूल्य विवर्जनम. Rakshishasi Vishwasa, full faith that Krishna will protect me. एक faith होना चाहिए. शांति कैसे मिलेगी? अरे क्या होगा, ये कर देगा वो कर देगा, है ना. ऐसे लोग पूरे दिन न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते रहते, क्या हुआ, और चिंता है क्या हुआ. अरे Rakshishasi Vishwasa, faith, Krishna will protect. Krishna is in total control. Now Parikshit Maharaj is cursed to die within 7 days. Look at his peace of mind. Prahlad Maharaj, father is standing with the sword. Look at his peace of mind. Rakshishashi Vishwas. Full faith Krishna will protect. बोलना बहुत आसान है, बहुत realizations चाहिए. Krishna's blessing to. These are all one over another surrenders. And then they are understanding that Krishna is my guide. Then understanding that always I should be meek and humble in front of the Lord. In this दुनिया में inferiority complex अच्छा नहीं होता. कह रहे किसी आगे बेवकूफ़ तरह मैं बेवकूफ़ हूँ, अच्छा नहीं हूँ। भगवान के आगे बहुत अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा। मैं बेवकूफ़ हूँ, आप मेरे को गाइड करिए। Now you see the earth will surrender, earth, Bhudevi will surrender to the Prithu Maharaj and will offer so many wonderful prayers. And surrender. So, in the beginning, what Prithu Maharaj objected, how dare you disobey me? He objected. So similarly, Krishna had the same spirit. When Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityaja is an order. Forget all this kind of kaitava dharmas. You surrender. Correct? And Bhagavatam begins with this line. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityaja, and Bhagavatam begins dharma kaitava. I give up the cheating form of religion. So, Sarva dharman parityaja doesn't mean, we give up devotion service. Somebody said, Krishna ji Bhagavad Gita में अंत में बोलते जो मैंने बोला सब भूल जाए, सर्वधर्मान परित्यज। दूसरी लाइन नहीं पढ़ते, माम एकम शरणम रजा, but take my shelter। बोलते नहीं बोलो ना, सब भूल जाए जो मैं पढ़ा है। अरे नेक्स्ट लाइन, that means any dharma which doesn't take you to shelter of Krishna, forget that. Doesn't mean forget everything at all. Aham tvam sarapapebhyo mokshe shami masucha. So this is so beautiful. So this is surrender. So surrender is at different levels. We had, the examples. Mayavadis, they don't care for surrender. In Krishna Leela we had Paundraka. He said, I am God. I am God. And then finally what happened? Krishna personally came to meet him. He said, Paundraka, here is my Sudarshana handle. And his heart is blown away. So in this world, nobody likes to surrender actually. Unless we understand we are in danger, why we will surrender? Actually, ultimately, ye yatha ma prapadyante tam tatayama bhajamyam. To the degree we surrender to that degree Krishna reciprocates. Mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha sarvasaha. The next lines are interesting. Krishna says, actually everybody surrenders. Mama vartamanu vartante. Everybody follows me. You are forced to surrender. We give a simple example. You don't follow traffic laws, you will be forced to follow. You will be forced to follow. आप बोलेंगे ट्रैफिक लॉ फॉलो नहीं करूँगा, आपको पकड़ के मारेंगे बोलो, फोर्स करना। तो we don't actually have an option. We have to obey the supreme law. There is no option. But we're thinking Krishna has given us, we can in this world do whatever we want. This is the kind of thought generally people have. जो करना है कर सकते हैं। सर ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा लगता है आपको। जैसे in jail, you say I will do what I want, do something, you get a slap. So similarly, we are also being totally under the full control of material nature. Krishna has given us independence to live away from him. Krishna has given us independence to live totally independent of him, but following the rules of dharma. कभी कभी लगता है ये मृत्यु लोक कृष्ण ने बनाया, जो करना है कर तो नहीं। मृत्यु लोक में धर्म का पालन करने कर और शांत रहेगा, थोड़ा तोड़ डंडे पड़े। जैसे the jail, Krishna, government makes so that you can, if you don't like to obey the king, you can stay there. But actually the laws are more difficult there. वहाँ इतना एक खुशी है, राजा को देखना नहीं पड़ेगा। आप राजा से इतना घृणा करते हो तो जेल में जाके बैठ जाओ, वहाँ राजा को देखना नहीं पड़ेगा। लेकिन रूल्स ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट है, बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट है। आप मोबाइल खोओगे नहीं मिलता, वो भी चोरी से लेना पड़ेगा। खाने के लिए भी कोई आएगा आपको देने के लिए, वो भी रेस्ट्रिक्टेड हो जाएगा, है ना। और कभी कभी तो एक कमरे में बंद कर दिए जाओगे। आपका पूरा जीवन ज़्यादा कंट्रोल है जेल के। तो सिमिलरली आप बोले मेरे को भगवान का चेहरा नहीं देखना, मैं उनसे घृणा करता हूँ, विद्रोह करता हूँ, आ जाओ मृत्यु लोक में बैठ जाओ। यहाँ आपको भगवान को देखने का फोर्स, लेकिन धर्म के नियम पालन करना कंपलसरी है। इस दुनिया में धर्म के नियम दिए पालन नहीं करोगे तो डंडे पड़ेंगे। So आजकल क्या है, people have created Hinduism way of life. क्या बकवास है भाई, क्या बकवास बक रहा है। धर्मम तो साक्षात भगवत प्रणीतम। धर्म मतलब भगवान के आदेश। धर्म ये नहीं होता मेरा मन है, ट्रैफिक लॉस घर में बैठ के नहीं बनते। धर्म मतलब भगवान के आदेश। भगवान को ही लोग नहीं मानते कि आदेश पालन करें, वो मरेंगे, मरेंगे, हर क्षण मर रहे हैं। मन पूरी तरह से मर गया है, इतना चिंता से मरे हुए लोग, ऑलरेडी मरे हैं एक्चुअली। मरना तो खाली एक टाइम पास है, वैसे ही मर गए हैं सारे। यू ट्राई टू रिवोल्ट, will hit. Maya will hit you. Moment you say, I am independent of the God, I can do whatever you want, your beating will start. आप जेल में जाके बोलो, मैं स्वतंत्र हूँ, जो करना चाहता हूँ करूँगा, डंडे शुरू हो जाएंगे, धाड़ धाड़। नहीं, मैं स्वतंत्र और स्वतंत्र है। That is the truth. But we can't see that because we are मूर्खस। Suppose कोई आपके हाथ पैर बांध दे और थप्पड़ मारने शुरू कर दे, बोलो मैं तो इंडिपेंडेंट हूँ, थाड़ थाड़, और बोल मैं इंडिपेंडेंट हूँ। दिख नहीं रहा है, मर तो रहे ना। कभी पेट में दर्द, कभी पैर में दर्द, कभी सिर में दर्द, कभी इसने मारा, कभी उसने मारा, कभी बीमारी, कभी ये, दिखता नहीं है क्या? मर रहा है। नहीं, मैं इंडिपेंडेंट हूँ। नहीं, इंडिपेंडेंट फुक्कड़ आदमी, इंडिपेंडेंट। तो दिस इज अ इल्यूजन एक्चुअली। Independence is an illusion we are having. We are not independent. Totally dependent. There was once what happened, we were in, one devotee was selling books in train. I still remember. Very good example. So one man told him, मैं भगवान हूँ। आप क्या गीता बेच रहे हो? मैं भगवान हूँ। बोला 2 चपाती खाता है। कितना चपाती खाता है? 2। 2 के 5 दूंगा, अभी लोटा लेकर टॉयलेट भागेगा। क्या था? भगवान है तू। ये तेरा हाल है। ऐसे लिचड़ लो, भगवान है। सो दिस ऑल फुलिशनेस, मैडनेस। So we have to come to the platform to surrender to God. Give up this obstinacy. Prabhupada used to say, therefore Prabhupada used this word, fools, dull-headed, rascals. Why did he use? To break this obstinacy, to surrender to God. जैसे कुत्ते की पूंछ होता है ना, कितना भी टेढ़ा सीधा करो टेढ़ा ही रहता है, वैसे ही obstinate, I will not obey God. That is a deliberate disobedience. Deliberate, we know Krishna says don't do, I'll do, I don't care. Then you suffer, then mind will be torn into pieces first, and then karma will come hit you, left, right, center. Why this karma theory is there? Any time you do anything which is not sanctioned by the Lord, you get a severe reaction. Milta nahi milta. You are in the country, you break some laws, it's a matter of time you have got. जब ब्रेक करते हैं उस समय थोड़ा टाइम लगता है। आप किसी घर में जाके चोरी करके भाग गए, थोड़ा टाइम लगता है। पकड़े जाओगे? पकड़ नहीं, फिर जेल जाएंगे। नहीं नहीं, मैं अभी तो फ्री हूँ, देखो मैं चोरी किया। क्यों? टाइम की बात है। एवरीथिंग विल बी। So only fools dare to break. But the problem is that the government is not in line with the surrender, is not in line with the Shastra. It has its own. You can drink today, you're not breaking any law. It's allowed. You can do so many things which are actually against the orders of God when you can get away. But you'll be beaten. Sri Sri Radha Govinda ki, srilaprabhupada ki. Okay? So therefore, surrender is a very absolute surrender, complete surrender. That is what we actually have to go for. We have, whenever we have the exam talk about surrender, which example do we take? Totally surrender. We take the example of Bali Maharaj. Completely surrender. Everything is surrendered to the Lord. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to put any idea about surrender? Any good example? Complete surrender? Yes? Hare Krishna.
Prahlad
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prahlad Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Prabhupadji. He got so many heart attacks when he was traveling to outside country, and he surrendered to Krishna. He got, I think, 3 heart attacks, and he surrendered to Krishna that Krishna will take care, Lord. Thou think of it, thy will be done. And then he recovered immediately.
Very good, very good. So let me now, as every day, now let us go to see proper comments on surrender. Okay? Ready? Yes, Supriti Mataji, you are ready? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Challenge the authority. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.11, the Lord says that in order to show special favor to his pure devotees, he personally eradicates the dense darkness of all misgivings by switching on the light of pure knowledge within the heart of a devotee. Therefore, because of the personality of Godheads, taking charge of illuminating the heart of his devotee, certainly a devotee engaged in his service is transcendental love cannot remain in darkness. He comes to know everything of the absolute and the relative truths. The devotee cannot remain in darkness, and because the devotee is enlightened by the personality of Godhead, his knowledge is certainly perfect. This is not the case for those who speculate on the absolute truth by dint of their own limited power of approach. Perfect knowledge is called parampara or deductive knowledge coming down from the authority to the submissive oral receiver who is a bona fide by service and surrender. One cannot challenge the authority of the Supreme and know him also at the same time. He reserves the right of not being exposed to such a challenging spirit of an insignificant spark of the whole, a spark subjected to the control of the illusionary energy. The devotees are submissive, and therefore the transcendental knowledge descends from the personality of Godhead to Brahma and from Brahma to his sons and disciples in succession. This process is held by the super soul within such devotees. That is the perfect way of learning transcendental knowledge.
Okay,
Srimad
great. Yes, thank you. SB 1.2. What we are learning here? Even Bhagavad Gita, very interesting in the introduction, Srila Prabhupada says, what does he say? He says that to understand Krishna, at least theoretically understand he is the Supreme Personality. Nahi there is no use. He's saying that in introduction before reading Gita. You cannot read Gita with a challenging spirit, you will not understand one word. Correct? So what is Prabhupada saying there? He says, he reserves a right. One cannot challenge the authority supreme and know him at the same time. You cannot do that. You have to take care, the devote submissive, take care. He reserves a right of not being exposed to the challenging spirit. So suppose we do not have a service spirit, we will never understand Krishna. As much we may speculate. Take only when we are submissive spirit, Krishna will reveal. Yes.
Lord Shiva is a demigod celebrated for awarding gifts to beggars. His name is therefore Ashutosha, or one who is very pleased easily. He is also called the Bhutanatha, or the Lord of the common folk, who are mainly attached to him because of his munificent gifts, even without consideration of the after effects. Ravana was very attached to Lord Shiva, and by easily pleasing him, Ravana became so powerful that he wanted to challenge the authority of the Lord Rama. Of course, Ravana was never helped by Lord Shiva when he fought with Rama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Lord of Lord Shiva. To
Vrikashura.
Yes, Prabhuji. To Vrikashura, Lord Shiva awarded a benediction which was not only awkward but also disturbing. Vrikashura became empowered by the grace of Lord Shiva to vanish anyone's head simply by touching it. Although this was awarded by Lord Shiva, the cunning fellow wanted to make an experiment of the power by touching the head of Lord Shiva. Thus, the Lord had to take the shelter of Vishnu to save himself from trouble, and the Lord Vishnu, by his illusory potency, asked Vrikasura to make an experiment with his own head. The fellow did it and was finished himself, and so the world was saved from all sorts of trouble by such a cunning beggar of the demigods. The excellent point is that Lord Shiva never denies anyone any sort of gift. He is therefore the most generous, although sometimes some kind of a mistake is made.
That's all. Stop. It has copied from previous paragraphs. Okay? So you see here, we cannot trick Lord Vishnu. We can even trick Devata sometime, but we cannot trick Lord Vishnu. Okay?
Shall I continue, Prabhuji?
Yeah, less intelligent.
Less intelligent men cannot conceive of the transcendental, all spiritual form of the Lord, but they are astounded by his different energies, just as the aborigines are struck with wonder by the manifestation of lightning, a gigantic mountain, or a hugely expanded banyan tree. The aborigines praises the strength of the tiger and the elephant because of their superior energy and strength. The asuras cannot recognize the existence of the Lord, although there are vivid descriptions of the Lord in the revealed scriptures. Although the Lord incarnates and exhibits his uncommon strength and energy, and although he is accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by learned scholars and saints like Vyasadeva, Narada, Asita, and Devala in the past, and by Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, as also by the acharyas like Chakra, Ramanuja, Madhva, and Lord Sri Chaitanya in the modern age. The Asuras do not accept any evidential proof from the revealed scriptures, nor do they recognize the authority of the great acharyas. They want to see with their own eyes at once. Therefore, they can see the gigantic body of the Lord as
Virata.
which will answer their challenge. And since they are accustomed to paying homage to superior material strength like that of the tiger, elephant, and lightning, they can offer respect to the Virata Rupa. Lord Krishna, by the request of Arjuna, exhibited his Virata Rupa for the Asuras, a pure devotee of the Lord being unaccustomed. So looking into such a mundane, gigantic form of the Lord requires special vision for the purpose. The Lord therefore favored Arjuna with special vision for looking into his Virata Rupa, which is described in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. This Virata Rupa of the Lord was especially manifested not for the benefit of Arjuna, but for that unintelligent class of men who accept anyone and everyone as an incarnation of the Lord and so mislead the general mass of people. For them, the indication is that one should ask the chief incarnation to exhibit his Virat Rupa and thus be established as an incarnation. The Virat Rupa manifestation of the Lord is simultaneously a challenge to the atheist and a favor for the Asuras, who can think of the Lord as Virata and thus gradually cleanse the dirty things from their hearts in order to become qualified to actually see the transcendental form of the Lord in the near future. This is a favor of all merciful Lord to the atheist and the gross materialist.
Okay. So Prabhupada is saying something very interesting here. First, let us talk about the second topic, that Virata Purusha manifestation, the gigantic. So suppose say I'm not able to surrender to the Lord because it's the Virata picture of the Lord. Correct? And bow down. So, what is Virata feature? The display of the power of the Lord. Prabhupada say this kind of concept is there in some aborigines also. Actually, aborigines are better than the so-called big scientists in that way. Spiritually, they are more advanced. When they see huge mountain, lightning, ocean, they bow down. Okay? They're bowing down to the energy. See, if we cannot respect the personality of God, at least we can respect his energy. अब देखो, जैसे किसी बड़े आदमी को मिलने जाते हैं, ठीक है, उसके घर बड़ी बड़ी 10 कार देखते हैं, बड़ा घर देखते हैं, ऐसे ऐसे होके जाते हैं. तो जब हम हैं ही ऐसे मेटेरियलिस्ट ही हैं, तो then why do we make big temple for the same reason? The normal आदमी at least that induces humility in him. I'm just a small entity. Correct? They're not. This is nothing. There are much huge temples of the Lord. Go Srirangam, such a huge temple. Person, by seeing the huge opulence of the Lord, what happens? The building of the temple is kind of a Virat Rupa, is showing the energy of the Lord, correct? The namr ho jata hai. So in the Virata manifestation of the Lord, we read so that we understand how powerful is God. Before, Bhagavad Gita says, no, Vibhuti Yoga, I am the tiger, I am Lord Shiva, I am the mountain, I am the river. Why? What is the use? Yeah, first understand the power of God. Then bow down, understand what is our condition. We are nothing. One wind can blow us away. I am the sun. What are you in compared to the sun? Very small. So that is showing Krishna's to help us surrender Krishna. Virat Rupa is very useful. Prabhupada says for atheists it is very good. And then what happens? It also helps because somebody says I am God, so-called idiot. At least show Virat Rupa. Ho gaya na uska chutti. Correct? So that way it became a bar. Anybody will not declare, everybody will not declare. Okay, this. And the second thing Prabhupada is saying is, look at it. We still deny existence of God. Actually, in the heart of heart, we have atheism. So Prabhupada is saying, look at this world. Look at the reality. Krishna showed the past times that nobody can do. Lift a mountain or whatever. Lord Rama did activities. Nobody can do. Number one. These pastimes are written in the Shastra. Acharyas are also certifying. Therefore, Prabhupada is saying, although the Lord incarnate exhibits uncommon strength and energy, shows activity that nobody can do, only God can do. Lifting earth and Varaha Rupa, whatever you can see in all incarnation, nobody can do those activities. Shastra glorifies the Lord for those activities. Great Acharyas accept Him as the Supreme Lord. Even after all this evidence, still somewhere in the heart, we are not going on. So this is for self-consideration. Look at the activity of the Lord Krishna, lifting a mountain with the finger. Still you cannot go down. All the Shastra glorifies Him. Therefore, Prabhupada, when Bhishma is offering prayers, when Brahma is offering prayers, what does Prabhupada say? Look at such big personality. Who are you? Go down. He says that kind of word. What is your condition? Brahma is offering prayers. Brahma could not even imagine. He thought, let me test the Lord. And when Narayana, Krishna stood as thousands of Narayana were standing in front of him, Brahma. And then he saw all the different energies of the Lord are offering prayers to Lord Vishnu manifested there. And Brahma was about to faint. He was stunned by the power display of the Lord. So Prabhupada said, Brahma is stunned, who are you? You are a small insect. Surrender. He's saying, surrender, Baba. ये देखो बड़े-बड़े आचार्य लोग surrender कर रहे हैं. We see Queen Kunti Maharani is surrendering, Bhishma is surrendering in Bhagavad Gita. What are we? And Brahma is surrendering, Lord Shiva is surrendering, Indra is surrendering. Krishna showed in his Leela. Whatever else we thought as God, everybody surrendered to him. Correct? Lord Shiva offered prayer, surrendered. We have Narada surrendered, Brahma surrendered. What are we? We are small enough. So that's what Prabhupada is saying, surrender. Okay, I think we reached the time limit. Hare Krishna everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Pranam.
Thank you very much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you very much. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Prabhuji, can I say something?
Wait.
Hare Krishna.
Wait. We will hear Damodar Ashtaka. Take it ready? Hey, give the close darshan. Let us offer prayers to the Lord. What is happening, one college is sending around 100 students for service. So I need to plan, okay, what's engagement. So therefore, I want to do this. Yes, Krishna Veni Mataji.
Dandavat Pranams Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhupada ki jai. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Rasakundalam Gokule Rajamanam Yashodabhiyo Lukalatavamanam Paramrushtamadhyam Tato Dhrutya Gopyam Chantam Karambhojayugmena Satankanitram Muhushvasakam Bhaktrirekhankakantha Sitagraivam Damodaram Bhaktipatham Iti Druksvalilabhir Anandakunde Swagosham Nimajjantam Akhyapayantam तदेशितग्नेषु भक्तैर्चित्तत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं श्रद्धावृत्ति वन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावधिं वा न चान्यं ऋणेऽहं वरेशदप्यः इदं ते वपुर्नादा गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्या विरस्तां किमन्ये इदं ते मुखाम्बोजम् अत्यन्तनीलैर्वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरक्ताधरं मे मनस्या विरस्तामलं लक्षलाभैः नमो देवदामोदरानन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजालाब्धिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदिनं बतानु गृहाणि क्षमामज्ञमेध्यक्षिदृश्य कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमुत्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मूर्छितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम्य प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुधाम्नि स्फुरतीति धाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाद विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yashomali Mataji, you want to read the translation?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
You are able
Translation.
to see Mataji, or should I make it bigger?
Bigger, Prabhu. Bigger. It's better. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Next second.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Anybody knows what to do?
It's okay, Prabhu. I'll manage to read it, no problem.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Translation: to the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her who ran after him with a greater speed to that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping stick of his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of
whirls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with the ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in a knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Balagopala in Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus feet face of ever be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me by showering your glance of mercy upon me. Deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. Hare Krishna. O Lord Damodara, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvara were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form as a body tied with the rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We have the Pujari taking photograph of you. Okay, Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpada rupascha kripa sindhuve evacha patitanau pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo nama. Anantakoti Vaishnavindra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So plan out Kartik month, still are there, you're all welcome. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.